Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP Reviews Edition. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friends. I will start with the man that I share half my brain with, the guy with the pink headsets, and the person that keeps forcing us to call him words that we don't want to call him, Chubax.
Hi, welcome back. I'm CHUBAX. You can call me Papa, Papa, Daddy, or Zaddy. $25 to the first commenter to call me either of those
Uh,
names.
yeah. Our other co-host and other bestest best friend, the handsome man himself, RJ, aka Raymond.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be here with my bro Chachos once again. Excited to give you our reviews of our homework for the week.
And just a little bit of a programming reminder, the plus 638 HP stable of shows includes three different programs that drops every week on Tuesdays. This reviews episode drops. We deep dive into certain series, shows, streaming TV shows, movies, video on demand, all the cool stuff that we want to discuss in depth so that you know when to watch it, who you watch it with, and the context in which you watch it. On Wednesdays, our very first D&D playthrough, our first D&D campaign ever as middle-aged old men. We recorded it and we put it on YouTube and on our podcast for your viewing and listening pleasure. On Thursdays, we have a curated list of clips, featurettes, trailers that we watch and react to. So that react show drops every Thursday. Also, we are continuing our 2000 subscriber giveaway. So if you have watched or listened to episode 26 of the reviews episode or the review show, yeah, we are giving $63 worth or your local domestic currency equivalent to one lucky subscriber that drops a comment in any of our videos since then. Trubax also has a Trubax challenge that he gave instructions on episode 26. So if you paid attention and followed said challenge, you get a chance to win an additional $25 or the equivalent of your local currency. We'll transfer it via PayPal or Venmo to that lucky winner. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, drop in comments, continue our conversation with us. You can also follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search plus 63HP. And finally, if you do not want to see our beautiful faces over here, look at these. Look at those guys right below me. Look at those. If you don't want to see our beautiful faces, we are in every major podcasting app uh, worldwide. So just search plus 63HP. We particularly like Spotify, Amazon, or Apple Podcasts. So, housekeeping done. We are going to, or we just decided on our next week's review assignments. So we usually do a couple of
Yeah.
movies a week, one on the A block, one on the main block. Our first movie to be discussed next week, if you want to join in the discussion, is Death on the Nile. So my ex-girlfriend Gal had a movie with Kenneth Branagh, Army Hammer, and a star-studded cast. It's kind of like the sequel or the second movie in the this detective genre
Yes. The one on
thing.
the
Hercule
train.
Poirot.
Yeah, Hercule Poirot. So the first one was Murder in the Orient. This one is Death on the
Yeah.
Nile. So we want to support my ex-girlfriend Gal. And our movie of the week is the newest animated Pixar hit, Turning Red. It's dropped on
Nice.
Disney Plus this week. So that's going to be a fun show.
Are we
Please
gonna have to be
join us.
wholesome during that review?
Ooh, no. Come on. With this face, wholesome? I don't think we're gonna get that. But that is for next week. This week we have two amazing new videos that drop uh, both on Netflix and video on demand. The first movie that we will be discussing is on our A block is Scream 5. But before we go there, just a reminder, we have a very basic rating rubric in our reviews show. It's a simple 1 to 10 scale where anything 5 and above is good, anything four and below is bad. And again, if it's a masterpiece, it's something, a movie that every single person should watch. It's like a game changer in terms of cinematic history. That's a 10. If it's excellent, a movie that you should make time to watch with your friends and family, that's a 9. Eight is great. This is kind of like where, opinions kind of vary. You can, you can share it with your friends. You can watch it with your time, but it is a great movie, worth your time watching. And then 5 to 7 is various levels of good. 2 to 4 is various levels of bad. That's where personal tastes comes. And 1 is fun because 1 is lol. Like 1 is, it's so bad that it might
It's
become
good.
good, or it's so bad that you should not touch it with a 10-foot pole, or it's so bad that you have to send it to your worst friends and have them suffer through
Mm,
that movie as
that's
well. So
quite
that's
good.
our rating rubric. We're going to start off a little bit with Scream 5. Just some movie information before we give it to RJ for the synopsis. It was released on January 14th here in the United
Mhm.
States. Current box office tally is $138.8 million. Why is that good? Because the movie only cost $24 million to make. So
To
using
make,
that, the Hollywood metric of, if you make 3 times your production value, it's great. Then this movie is great. This was directed by Matt Bettinelli Alpin and Tyler Gillett. Tyler Gillett is mostly a music video director, but Matt Bettinelli Olpin's claim to fame is another cute uh, slasher horror film, Ready or Not. That was a very fun movie that came out. I think 2 years now, but that was a fun movie. Of course, we all know the casts. A lot of the original from Scream One returned: David Arquette, Nev Campbell,
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox, and we have a bunch of new faces on the screen that even I wasn't familiar with when I started watching the movie. Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, of course, Jack Wade from The Boys fame, and also a kind of funny best friend, and a lot more. That's it. Currently, the Rotten Tomato scores is at a 76%, which is good. That's a
Not
pretty
bad,
solid score
yeah.
for Rotten Tomatoes.
Mhm.
IMDb has it at 6.6 out of 10. Also not bad. That's a fairly strong number for IMDb. And Metacritic has it currently across all different review outlets at a 60%. So this is, above most of the movies that came out. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to RJ to give us a little bit of a rundown of the synopsis, and we can discuss Scream 5.
All right, Scream 5. So this movie takes place 25 years after the initial events that started in their universe called the
We're
Stab
so old.
movie.
Remember watching this in the cinema?
Wait, 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, fudge.
We,
Oh
we
my
saw. I
God.
think we saw this. We saw this in either Santa Lucia East Grand Mall or Robinson's
Or
Gallery or
Robinson's
something like
Galleria.
that.
Dude, oh, fudge. That's 25 years ago. Holy
Exactly.
cow. So, yeah, that doesn't make me feel so good about that. But, it goes back to the original town of Woodsboro in California. So, as the usual Scream series movies would start, you have a teenager somewhere in a kitchen, and this teenager's name is Tara Campbell, played by Jenna Ortega.
I
She's in the
like her.
kitchen receiving a. Oh yeah,
I like
she's
her.
actually
Yeah,
good.
I really liked her acting. She's a
But
solid. She's gonna have a career, I'm sure.
oh
She's
yeah,
also in
for
Fallout,
sure.
right? Remember HBO Max? The school shooting thing that just came out.
Oh, that's
That
right.
Oh,
was her.
That's
that's a bit
right.
different there. Yeah.
I'll need to kind of like watch that.
Hmm. Well, she finds herself in a kitchen texting with her best friend Amber, who is played by Mickey Madison or Mikey. Yeah, Mickey Madison.
Ricky Bobby.
Um, and she eventually receives a phone call. Now, this phone call is pretty much something you expect in any Scream
Mhm.
movie because the voice was very familiar. However, it didn't start off as a scary, threatening call right
Yeah.
away. this call started asking for her mom. So you're like, sounds suspicious. But it's the iconic voice of Roger L. Jackson. So this is the voice that played the Ghostface voice throughout all the Scream movies. Now, eventually, she gets scared because the discussion turns to what's her favorite horror movie. She eventually starts messaging her best friend, being freaked out from this weird caller. But then later finds out that Ghostface or the caller was replying using Amber's phone.
Because he
Lo and
cloned it.
behold, threatens to even hurt Amber. So he does a FaceTime unless she decides to play a game. It's more of like a horror trivia. So Tara gets the answers right, except misses out on a last answer by a technicality because in the Stab series or in the Scream movie, there were two killers. Yeah. She was only able to name one, which is Billy Loomis. So Tara tries to go to Amber and warn her. But as she opens her front door, guess who? Ghostface is there, slashes her by the rib, and she, shuts her door, big injury by her rib, uses her mobile phone to arm the locks in the house, which is
I love that.
pretty awesome.
The use of new tech.
Yeah, that's actually, it's a good indication that it's modern times, right? And
And so
that's
much
actually a
easier to
very
hack.
good security. Oh, well, however, yes, it can be hacked. All right. So eventually she battles with on her phone, lock arm, lock disarm, lock arm, lock disarm, receives a call, freaks out, and the call just says, "Do you think I wasn't able?" Last question, was I able to enter your house? Holy shit. And true enough, Ghostface comes in, attacks Tara, gets a stab right through her hand, eventually gets stabbed multiple times. Scene fades, comes back showing a group of friends, very typical in the slasher movie. Group of friends on a school field talking about what just happened. But surprisingly, she didn't die. Because in the original Scream
I was
movies,
really surprised.
I was super surprised that I was like, that was the first. So the good thing about the movie when it started is like, all right, they are they're tackling the issues head on. Like, because this is the fifth movie of the franchise, they're trying to do a reboot, a sequel, kind of like a refresh of the franchise, right? So they're trying every single point, the technology, like not being stupid, like knowing the rules of they're tackling head on. But I always assumed like, all right, you're gonna die, right? But she survives.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought as well.
That's dope.
And-
All
and-
their friends are listening.
And since she
Plus,
survived,
she fought back successfully. She was able to get in some few punches and kicks. That guy even hit his head. The Ghostface got even hit his face on a counter, almost passing out. So it was a good scruffle before she got brutally stabbed.
So I have in my notes, since she survived, my first guess for the killer is Richie and Tara. So that's my first guess at that moment.
Richie and
Richie,
the boyfriend.
Richie, the boyfriend, and the sister.
And
you mean?
Tara, So those are my first guess. I make that as
And
I
Sam.
I update it as a no. No.
Same.
Tara.
Tara, the person being stabbed.
Yeah. For me, because she survived. So that was the
Yeah,
that's
right.
my first guess immediately.
So you're kind of thinking like they want to mislead you
Yeah,
by
I made the
taking,
list.
eliminating her from perspective.
So I just update my list as it's still her or somebody.
Yeah, but she couldn't be a ghost face because her leg got stomped on and broken.
Well, she could be the other one, like the mastermind. It doesn't have to
That's
be.
true.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I mean,
have to be in a suit. Yeah.
Tara wasn't one of my first. Of course, like from the trailer itself, Richie was always like, "All right, you have to put the boyfriend as a suspect, number one."
Yeah.
So he was always there. But Tara became a suspect for me a little bit later down the line. Particularly now you mentioned that she survived. So when she survives,
for me, when
that's
she
true.
survived though, she's immediately.
there's a chance. There's a chance.
And then
But-
for the group of kids, it's Taisa. You know
Taisa.
it? It's Taisa.
I
Yeah, it is.
no, it was a little it oh so Taisa from Yellow Jacket, I love it.
That's right. That's right.
I knew that she was, she knew too much of the, well, we're jumping ahead, but like she knew too much of the franchise to be a killer. I was like, oh, that's too on the nose. I never put Taisa there.
No, no. I mean, I was just surprised that she's there. I know her
Oh yeah.
from Yellow Jacket.
That is true. That is true. And then she did a good acting again here in Scream anyway. She again represented LGBT. So
Mm.
anywho, we're getting ahead, but when they introduced all the friends, so you have the friends of Tara. You saw Amber, which is the best friend, Wes, which is the son of the sheriff, big crush on Tara, the twins, Chad and Mindy. Mindy is the one that we were talking about who played
Taisa
Thaisa.
from Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, and Liv, the girlfriend of Chad. My initial thought when I saw them, probably it's the twins because it's easy to work with one another, and they both kind of know what you should and shouldn't do in a slasher movie. But and
We'll
I
see.
thought you
We'll see.
needed someone strong. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. We kept watching. They
And it
even
was their
got
uncle, right? It was
to
their uncle that was murdered in one of those things too. So they have
correct.
legacy.
They have legacy. That's true. And then they also show this suspicious guy, but normally when they introduce a suspicious person early on, it's probably not him, but you know that
It's
there's
pretty
gonna be a
that
director.
suspicious guy will probably die.
Yeah, which truly happened. So there's this guy named Vince who lived the girlfriend of Chad hooked up with like a summer ago. Um, Later on, eventually, as what we said, becomes victim number two after they get to there's a scene in the bar. They start to have an argument. They get kicked out of the bar, and then this Vince was taken away immediately. So that made me think it could be Chad because he had some beef with the Vince guy.
Yeah. A little too on the nose for me too, but that's why I never thought
Yeah.
about it was Chad.
Then of course, Tara receives a call about sorry, Sam receives a call about what happened to her sister. Sam is played by Melissa Barrera, actually very pretty, and
Mhm.
informs about she heads back to Woodsboro. She is accompanied by the boyfriend, which makes him suddenly number one suspect in my
Mhm.
mind. So Richie, played by Jack Quaid. Everyone is eventually gathered in the hospital with Tara on the bed. They have this sister to sister touching moment. You get the history of her walking out on her family, leaving her sister alone. But no exact explanation yet. So she eventually stays with the sister. Everyone leaves. She goes to the restroom, washes up, and sees a hallucination of a man with a little bit of a cut or slice or stab on the neck. She goes out, eventually gets attacked by Ghostface.
Not just any man.
Um,
Was
yeah,
that
but
It's Billy
actually
Loomis.
yeah,
it
but
is
was
Billy
that
Loomis, but
actually
they didn't reveal it yet at that early, diba?
yeah, so if for the
Oh, I
people
thought
that
they.
were familiar with the series, they
Oh,
would
if you're
know it
familiar,
was
then you know
Billy
the face.
Lomas.
It could be,
But
yeah.
my question is, was that really what's his name? Fuck.
Skeet Ulrich.
The actor?
No, no, no.
Was it really Skeet Ulrich? Oh, it
yeah.
was.
It was.
It,
Should be.
it is Skeet Ulrich, de-aged
Mm.
Skeet Ulrich.
Mm.
Oh, these de-aging technology is like fucking.
On
Pretty
the,
good,
on
huh?
the,
Which
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna talk about it in our next movie, but fuck, I'm like, I thought that was reserved for like MCU shit. No, but any movie can de-age now. Cool.
Technology is awesome.
Mhm.
So yes, since if you're familiar with the series, then you would know it's Billy Loomis, who is the one of the two murderers in the original Scream movie. Now, original Ghostface, right? So Sam and Richie, they try to reach out to the survivors of the slasher attacks 25 years back. They find Dewey Riley, played by David Arquette. He lives in a trailer and totally hungover from his ex-wife Gail Weathers, played by, of course, Courtney Cox. He only allows him 2 minutes to share what piece they had, so they needed help. Upon hearing Ghostface's return, asks them to leave. He eventually calls Sydney and that's where you get the original cast. Neve Campbell comes in on the phone, running with her baby, saying that, you know what, there's some weird, it's happening again in town. Please, whatever you hear, don't ever come here. So she goes, yeah, I'll never go back there. And then she said, please, you better tell Gail. But for some reason, since he's he had a falling out with his ex-wife, he just decides to text her, hey.
And
In a
kind of
very
weird too,
weird,
like
awkward text.
they don't even show the babies or the husband of Sydney.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
weird. And I also
Maybe
have
just
an,
Well,
that's how they saved up on
I was gonna say,
gas, diba?
I
Less
also have
people,
an
less-
I
less
also have an issue
people to
with
think.
her saying I'm Sydney Prescott, of course I have a gun. And then later we revealed that her gun was in the trunk. That's stupid. If you're Sydney Prescott, you have a license
open carry
to conceal
That's right.
carry.
or concealed
Not
carry.
open
concealed
carry,
carry.
conceal carry. Because like in Vegas,
Concealed.
you can open carry without a license,
Mhm.
but to conceal it, you need a license. So if you're Sydney
But
Prescott,
she was, I think she was in California. Yeah?
traveling
So
traveling through state, so
Yeah,
maybe.
She was
it
not
might be you
in
can't.
Woodsboro.
Yeah,
But as soon as she hits Woodsboro,
100%.
I'm fucking carrying that
Yeah.
gun on me. I'm not gonna be hiding it in the trunk. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I agree. I totally agree.
good
with
call. Good call. It's a good
that. That's a very
detail.
good call. Yeah. Well, okay. While that's happening, Ghostface attacks his next victim. Guess who? Tries to go for Wes, but first gets the sheriff mom.
Oh, wait before
Judy
that.
Hicks.
Before that, it was funny with the scene with Dewey and the kids, and then Dewey when
Yeah.
Wes attacks Dewey,
Yeah.
and then Dewey says, "Maybe you're the killer because that got deep."
They cut
That's
deep.
right.
Yeah.
And was the term requel already before or just now?
Requel.
I
Yeah.
haven't. I don't
Um,
think
I've
of-
heard of
I've
it.
not heard of it until
I've
the
heard of
movie.
it before because it's not a reboot. It's not a sequel.
It's a reboot of a sequel.
Well, so I love, so it's explained in this particular
Yeah, it's like a
section
reboot,
when
but
you can't say it's a reboot because you bring in legacy characters, and you can't say, you don't want to say it's a sequel because
wanna start fresh.
most likely these legacy characters are passing the torch to these new characters. So
That's
I
right.
actually love that idea
explanation.
because but also just like I love the concept of a requel rather than just a reboot,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
because you want to
Because you
clean
bring
up
in
storylines.
original, yeah, and you bring up original people involved, and
Yep.
and it gets to touch base on different age ranges, so it connects with those who were able to experience the first Scream movie, and it's a new movie that doesn't need to that you won't get so lost even if you didn't watch the previous series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But also, I mean, that the most important thing is like if there are things like the idea of not doing a reboot is to answer some answer some or put some closure in some storylines in the previous sequels to clean it up. So hopefully they're good enough to do that. And I think this is one of those series that you don't have to be
Mhm.
super tight, but they were able to do it.
that's right. No, I agree. Totally agree. So far, I've actually enjoyed the movie at this to this point still. So it was well done. So after that, next victim, Ghostface attacks West, but Ghostface Sheriff Mom deputy, but then eventually becomes Sheriff Judy Hicks.
There,
Um,
another scene of stupid forgetting training. If somebody's calling me, I'm a sheriff. Somebody's attacking my family. As soon as I park the car, I bring out my gun and I'm ready
My
for
gun.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
not gonna
Oh, yeah.
run. I'm not gonna arrest, and then
Here-
immediately
But-
yo.
Here's the other thing too. You're the sheriff of the town, and then you get to your house faster than any of your dozens of other cops and deputies. Come on. If I'm the sheriff and I say like, yo, attack, every single officer, whoever's close by, should have gotten there. And then,
know.
but
True.
I understand that all the cops come after they die. That's part of the movie.
No,
But
but
I
it
would have
could
loved to
also
see that
be
happen.
it could also be it's a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes
And,
it easier.
and there's not
Which
much.
is-
Which makes it
Or-
faster.
No,
to
no,
get
there's
there.
not much.
Yeah.
There's not
No, but
much
that's the thing too. It's like
stops.
there's a little bit of suspension of disbelief because like you could ostensibly say like, yeah, she just drove out 5 minutes away and then turned back, so she might be
Yeah.
the first person to get there. I understand, but
Hmm.
also it's also very very understandable to say that, hey, I'm the fucking sheriff, or I can just like call out my neighbors or anybody that is near the place to kind of back up. But again, that's the one, I think, the one thing that they weren't able to really satisfy me with the entire movie, because it happens every single time. Like, every time that they go to a place, it's always them first and anybody else.
Hmm. That's true. Well, if you're talking about something in terms of urgency to get back, I mean, Tara and Sam's mom was in London attending some symposium.
You didn't even
We
hear a
didn't
Your
even
voice.
see it.
daughter,
We
So-
didn't
your
even hear a
daughter.
voice.
Yeah, your
So
daughter.
I think
gets
so
stabbed.
that's the number one signifier that this is not a one-off movie, that there's going to be a Scream 6.
Oh yeah.
Because they have to
It's
bring
already confirmed.
yeah, but the idea is like they didn't even want to risk the voice or a face because they don't want to. They were waiting for the success of this movie to cast
Mhm.
that their mom,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
so
even the
He
first,
was-
even the first Scream, Sydney's dad was like in it for a few seconds, a few minutes in the start, before
Yeah.
he disappeared.
No, but again, yeah. I mean, your child gets brutally
get
stabbed.
stabbed,
Fuck
attacked
that
twice.
symposium. Fuck that symposium.
Motherfucker.
Fucking fly.
Motherfucker.
Right? Get your kid out there throughout the entire movie. You don't even see it. That's
Yeah,
some
it's
awesome
just-
parenting right there. But anyway, talking about parents. So Sheriff gets stabbed as soon as she tries to go back. Obviously worries about the health safety of Wes, because Ghostface knows that he's taking a shower. Ooh, peeper, peeper. So Sheriff dies. Wes goes out, and I like the scene where there are a number of suspenseful
Oh my-
openings from the
No, that's-
shower. Oh, the
You
music.
like the
Open
scene?
door.
For me,
And
it
there's
was
nothing.
too long.
It was
It
a-
was too much for me.
They could
It
have
was
cut
too
2 or 3
much.
times because like
Yeah.
so us being movie fans, we know that eventually, like, the door closes and the killer is right there, or you open the door, the killer pops
He
out.
goes right
So there's
there,
like 5 or 6 instances
know,
in
it's
this like
too-
I
it's
think
too
there
3 minute
was
long.
span. It's
the
too much.
bathroom door. There's a bathroom door. There was a cabinet by the
The ref.
kitchen. There's the
The
fridge.
fridge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Then the
basement,
front
the main
door.
door.
Yeah.
the main door. Oh, there's so many. I was like, after the 3rd or 4th time, I was like, all right, fuck you.
Yeah, it's
Like,
too much. But
you know what you're doing.
say I have the same comment, John. But I think
I even
thinking about it
Yeah.
now, maybe it was a tribute to Wes Craven because he's Wes, so maybe that's why they did that thing.
yes.
But it's still too
Oh,
long,
good call. Good call.
right?
Good
Well, they
call.
did
Then-
offer the movie to us at the end.
Yeah, no,
And he had a
he-
party
the-
for Wes.
The character's name was Wes, so maybe it
That's
was
right.
like that was a
Mm.
tribute, but still. Keep going. Oh, and then after this, so the cops come.
But I like how he died though.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I like how he
yeah,
died.
very cool.
That
It was a
fucked up.
Very
slow
cool.
slash
We don't see that a lot.
to the neck until he bled slowly.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, but the thing
Yeah.
I was thinking with that, it's like do or die, right? I'm gonna let him
Yeah.
stab me here or somewhere. Once he stabs me here, I can go grab the thingy. What's the point of getting stabbed
Yeah,
there and then
yeah.
just dying? I mean, at least give yourself a shot, I mean,
Mhm.
but still. And then when the cops come, the cops leaving Tara alone. My God, so stupid.
That's right. That's right.
And then
That's-
and then
yeah.
and then the Jung's point. So Sam going hysterical that they left her alone in the hospital, and then no cops going back, and then we left her there. I shouldn't go back at all.
I thought about that too, and then when we get to that part, because there was a cop, there was a sheriff, a
dead.
deputy sheriff, dead. So okay, I understand, but
There was
bro,
one.
I understand the budget is limited, but no nurses, no doctors, no extras, no
It's like
other
a
patients,
abandoned
and one dead
hospital.
cop. Right? But
Yes,
again,
that's the entire floor.
the entire floor. It's like, how is that hospital making money if there's no other people there? But again, I understand that it's part of the allure of small
No,
movies
okay,
like this.
but okay. I think to protect that point, after the first attack on Sam in the hospital, Sheriff Judy moved them to a floor in the
A secure
hospital
floor.
as
Oh,
a
yeah,
secure
yeah, yeah.
floor with
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
cops.
okay.
But
Mhm. Good call.
because she called all backup to go to her house because the killer's there, the cops in the hospital also left, but leaving
Good call.
only one cop.
That's a good call. That's a very good
Yeah.
call.
I think that was actually that was well planned on Ghostface. On the Ghostface's part.
No,
He
yeah,
knew
yeah.
there
Come
was
to think of it,
he couldn't
attack
get
the
to
sheriff first. Yeah. Mhm.
yes. He couldn't get to Tara. So I'll get to the sheriff.
Well,
So everyone goes there.
it was only a good plan because the sheriff lost her training. If she came in
That's true.
with a gun shooting,
Guns
gun
out.
in hand, and I don't think she would have been killed. But still,
Yeah, but even
Also,
if the guy came from the shrubs or something.
yeah,
Surprise.
broad daylight hiding in the brush in your front door. Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
true.
there. You're not that stealthy.
Yeah,
This
you're
is a
all
right.
in
movie
black
magic right there.
in a White House.
All in black with a giant mask in a
That's
White
true.
House.
And if you had your gun out there without rushing in, you'd be like, I see you, motherfucker, bang. Movie ends, credit rolls.
Yeah. We need a super cut like that where like sheriff comes in, it's like, I can fucking see you.
If they probably make a spoof, they'd do that. Anyway, yeah. So we're there, and then David Arquette, Dewey, goes with Sam.
They rush
Elevator
back.
door opens, and he gets a shot on
Before
Ghostface.
this, I have a weird comment. I mean, as a PT, I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, but just as a physical therapist, the way he broke her leg, and then they just put a boot
Oh.
in.
Put
It
this
seemed,
in a walking boot.
it seemed weird. I
Mhm.
think they'd probably have to operate and then put like metal
Put
pins
some,
to
yeah.
Yeah.
or something.
It looked well. I thought about that too because like it looked like a compound fracture when it pierces
Yeah.
the bone.
Yes,
But
the skin.
it didn't seem that it pierced the skin. So maybe it's a severe dislocation of the ankle.
No, not
Okay.
dislocation. I think
It was
the
a
bone
little
was
higher, right? It was a
broken.
little higher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a high ankle sprain. So yeah.
It could still
But to be
possible.
able-
They could have put pins in it and then put a boot over. So
Mm.
okay, possible. And then my
I'm just
next
saying
That's
that you've
true.
got stabbed more than 5 times and you can still roll yourself out of the bed a day after.
okay. So yeah, that's my next comment. Let's say she was healed. She was okay with the stab a little bit. If she has strength enough to go down from the bed and into the wheelchair, the dramatic scene where she's pushing herself from the wheelchair. It's not that hard to push yourself on a wheelchair, you know.
She
No,
had
but her
a
hand
pierced
was-
hand.
Dude,
pierced hand.
it's gonna hurt, but you can still push it.
Okay, all right.
You know, I mean,
I
I'm
so
not-
for me, I thought the wheelchair was realistic. Her standing up was not. I felt like your insides are all over the place. How can you
yeah,
fucking
that's
sit
right.
down?
yeah, that as well. But the wheelchair, I mean, I'm not expecting her to move faster, but that's just too slow. That was too dramatic. Like,
And she was,
yeah, it's like.
but I did like so.
No, I
Not
mean,
gonna lie.
I don't know whether
the,
she was
the crying
crying
part
for
is
the
okay,
pain.
but she'd
I
be
think
moving a
because
little
she's
faster than that.
afraid.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
Again, I love so jumping ahead a little bit. I love the only person that I felt connected acting wise was Tara.
It's amazing.
She's
She's
a
amazing.
great actress.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I was like, shit. Can we recast a few of the main characters that they picked? Because like I am not convinced. Like,
I'm actually okay with Sam. Sam
my
was okay.
oof.
Only
like her
because she
too.
was pretty.
I fucking hated Sam.
I
Acting
like-
wise.
Really? She looks
like-
a little bit like Lexi
I liked
Lore.
her. She's the one
I
in the Heights.
oh, so I've
The
not
main
seen
girl
In the
there.
Heights. Yeah, so I did not like. I was like,
She's a
like, oh my
Mexican
god.
actress, but her English was great.
I just thought
Very,
like
very good.
she was very. Oh, she was so bland. But I did see the resemblance with Skeet Ulrich, so it kind of like made sense. Like every time she does
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
hallucination with Billy Loma,
Hallucination.
it's like, you do look like a kid of Skeet Ulrich in some random moment. So I was like, right.
Hmm.
But continue.
All right, so he gets a shot in, asks Tara and Sam, go. And then they ask Dewey to go with them. But he was like, no, I gotta stay and finish this. If you don't shoot them in the head, they'll keep coming back. I was like, you're
Oh,
dead. Don't do this. Don't do
no,
this.
this is the scene that it was so much of a positive for me, and that it turned into so much into a negative. Because
Yeah.
when
Dude,
he said like go ahead.
go.
No, it's like when he said like you always need to shoot them in the head or else they come back. It's like fucking
I was like
finally.
thinking
Like
zombie.
yes. But why do you have to walk right up next to them? Just fucking shoot them from afar.
From afar. Exactly.
When he started walking, it's like, oh, you're gonna die.
I read that. I always comes back to. I read a Robin comic book. He says there, a gun is a ranged weapon.
Mhm.
You do not need to be
Yes.
close. Why would you? Where he can
I mean,
touch you like
I'm pretty
that?
sure he had more than one bullet in that.
100%.
No, he reloaded. Did he
Even-
reload?
yeah,
He reloaded while he's
even more
walking.
so,
it's
yeah.
six.
You have
then
6 shots.
He's trained. He
and
was a sheriff.
he
he should
and
know
he
that.
still went close.
There's a couple of things
I-
there too. Like when he knocked Ghostface down, I felt that you could have like yanked the mask a little quick, right? Just like yank him and before you run away. So at least you know who you're fighting against. All right, you don't. We're in the middle of the movie. It's fine yet, but I thought like my thought was like I'm gonna shoot them in the head. He started reloading. I thought as soon as he reloaded, he'll just like shoot, 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 and then it'll be one of the 4 killers of the movie, right?
Yeah.
But just to
Exactly.
appease me to follow through with what you said, that always shoot them in the head, right? It's like I thought that this was the perfect opportunity to do so, and they failed me. When he got stabbed, I was like, you deserve that.
Yeah.
You deserve to be out of the franchise now.
Yeah, that was very frustrating. That was
I-
absolutely
I
frustrating.
do like the line though that when Ghostface killed
it
him.
was.
it's
It's such an
It
honor.
was an honor.
That was
An
cool.
honor.
And then my comment, it's
Yeah.
still Tara.
I was
I like this writing. I just have my iPad and just keep writing while it's going on.
I still at this point it's like it's one of a couple of, I think it was like at this
No,
point
I-
I was thinking it's all of her friends circle.
No,
That would've
actually, at
been
this
good.
point, I was thinking it's
All
just
of
the
them.
boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the boyfriend just seems to be conveniently always missing. And remember that even Dewey said, first rule, it's the love interest.
Yeah.
First call, first draw.
No, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like in my list, it's him and Tara. But it's just
Yeah.
so obvious to go to him again. So I mean,
Mhm.
but then
Yeah, but then that's
we'll get to
that's,
that later.
We'll get to it.
yeah, that's that could be a ploy. That could be a ploy. So anyway, sad, but Dewey dies. David Arquette is ended. Gail, and then suddenly joined by Sydney, Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox. They comfort one another. Says we gotta end this. Oh yeah, for Dewey and stuff like that. Okay, sure, fine. Amber and Tara are seen headed out, and they said, we gotta end this. No, I gotta get my sister out. We're gonna leave town, and then they're gonna take Richie with them. We're gonna go. And they were like, are you sure? Are you sure? yeah, I don't want anything to do with this town anymore. Okay, fine. Get in the car. Um,
Which I
smartly
thought was
enough.
like a fucking great strategy. So this is where I drew suspicion away from the boyfriend because they were saying like,
Mm,
just fucking get out of here, bro. I was like,
that's right.
oh,
That's
okay,
right.
Dennis Quaid, you're not the killer, probably because you just want to get out. Smart. Don't go back
Yes,
to the murder hospital. Okay, all right.
that's right. That's right.
And then
And
Tara
I mean, why
forgets
would you stay there?
the
Yeah.
inhaler.
And
And
Well,
then
then
that's when
forgets
it
or
already came back
misplaces.
as well.
and then I write it here.
But okay, sorry. Can I just say
It's Tara. It's still Tara after she forgot the inhaler.
no? But
I
I
said,
just have to
yeah,
say
right, bitch.
it's a fucking inhaler. You can get it at any drugstore.
I
Suck it
know.
up.
That's
Get a
what they
paper
said.
bag and
That's so
in.
that's the thing. Dennis Quaid, Jack Quaid did say like, can't we get it anywhere else?
It
Yeah.
Like,
has to be
no,
at the house of
Amber's house
Chubax.
is on the way. It's like, bro, that's why that you're right, Chubax. I think I drew suspicion back again to Tara around this because like, Amber's house is oddly specific.
I
So
know.
it's you, Amber. It's
Yeah,
all of their friends. It's all of their friends.
for me,
That's my thinking. Like,
I thought it was her and Amber, Tara and
mhm.
Amber. And then my next comment, Tara can barely push that wheelchair, right? And then what
Hmm.
happens in this scene? She's on crutches. Do you know how hard it is as a person who
Yeah.
has used crutches before?
Stabs.
Do you
Yeah.
know how hard it is to use crutches? And then you comment me on the hand. It's fucking hard.
It's harder.
The proper way to
Yeah.
use crutches
It's harder
is
on the palm.
the
Yeah.
weight is on the hand, not on the
That's
armpit,
right.
because you can get hurt. You can pinch a nerve here. So you're just using this like as a support, but it's really on the arm.
A fulcrum.
She has that. She can barely turn something, and then she's putting all her weight on her hands.
And sorry to say,
crutches.
I'm pretty. She can also pretty. I'm pretty sure. While they're at the lobby of that fucking hospital, they can just say, "Get me an inhaler right now."
Now,
I forget.
agree.
I
They
totally
didn't even
forget
need to
about
leave the
that.
car
You were just like,
because the hospital has a dispensary, right?
They have
They
pharmacy.
should
by the
They
way-
have a pharmacy.
Fuck.
by the way, hospital, I'm going to leave. One, they didn't even talk about like it was it's probably like discharge against the doctor's will or something like that. There's
Yeah,
like
Exactly.
yeah, but so it's like, but also just give me a fucking inhaler. But I again, it's a scream movie or it's a stab movie, so I want to make sure that all right, as long as you move it's not breaking the story for me yet,
No, it's
but
not.
it's
It's
close.
basic.
It's close.
Yeah. I still, I was like, oh God, really? You're running away from town. And I can't. I really need it right now. I need my inhaler. Suck it up, princess. You survived multiple stab wounds and a broken leg. A little discomfort for probably extra 30 minutes wouldn't hurt. But yeah, you have to go see Amber. Okay, fine. Headed to Amber. And obviously, Gail was like, "Are you sure, Sydney, for letting them go?" "Oh, it's fine. I placed the tracker in the car." "Oh, smart girl. Here we go. Tracking vehicles, GPS. Technology comes into play once again. Then scene cuts into this awesome, apparently like spring break party or whatever party that was.
It's a tribute to Wes.
Yeah, for a murder. And
Yeah.
everyone's getting wasted, getting high, fornicating. Yeah, pretty good tribute actually. So everyone's just looking for a way to celebrate. Mindy makes out with another girl. Chad almost finally getting his way with Liv, but then
It's
realizes
suspicious. What the?
gets suspicious on his own girlfriend.
So that's actually admirable. Like I wouldn't want to fuck a murderer because
I think-
Are
Liv
you
was
sure?
For most,
You know what? You're
for
right.
most, see, for most virgins, they wouldn't even have thought of that. They would have just gone with it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
he knew the
exactly.
rules. He knew the rules that if he had sex, he'd probably die.
Yeah.
So fucking live. But at this point too, it's like at this point, I knew most of the friend group were the
Mhm.
killers. I was just trying to whittle out which weren't. So I figured like, oh, this guy at this point I knew like, oh, Liv is still here. I didn't see her for most of the movie, and then she suddenly
Exactly.
pops in the party,
I didn't even
getting a
suspect
lot
her because I
horny.
forgot about her.
Yeah. So I was like,
I
oh,
forgot
okay.
about her.
You're gonna fuck, and then you're gonna stab your boyfriend while fucking. Cool. All right, but okay.
No.
Yeah, I actually forgot about her. You're right. We didn't see her much.
I do have a comment here that
Um,
said, I wish that we had more time with the kids. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
seems like there
Yeah.
there wasn't enough time for them.
Sequel.
That's true.
Amber was always
We still have the
annoying, though.
twins and Liv and Tara
Mhm.
and Sam. Sequel.
That's right. That's right. So Liv gets offended, walks out. Chad goes after her, meets Ghostface, gets stabbed on his leg. See a lot of probably cut a good artery there because it was squirting out blood from his thigh. And gets stabbed multiple times. And here you go, cut back inside the house. Sam arrives. Tara goes up with Amber just to get or look for her inhaler. But prior to that, the boyfriend Richie asks all the kids to go, leave. There's a murderer in town. Go, party's over. So they all leave. Mindy continues to watch Stab, I guess Stab 1 or Stab whatever.
The original
The first
stab,
one,
yep.
the original
Yeah, the
stab.
first one. And goes, turn around. Which is the exact scene mirrored to what she was,
Which
where she
happening right
was.
there.
I thought
Perfect
they did
timing,
that.
by the way.
Didn't they do that in the previous movie? I can't. I thought-
I've only remember Scream 1. I don't even remember the other
okay.
Scream. So which I might watch at some point too.
Depends if we
I
have
remember
time.
all three except the fourth. But, go ahead.
But somehow I remember the spoof more. What's that?
Scary movie. I remember Scary Movie more than Scream.
I know. It's sad, isn't it? But the Wayans were awesome there. But anyway, she also gets stabbed. Sam approaches and then sees that sees Mindy being attacked. She throws a lamp. Was it a lamp or a vase or something at the killer, and then the killer runs away.
Yeah.
Right? And then what else? Then eventually they reveal themselves. You have Amber, you have Richie. Did they reveal themselves yet? Or
Not yet. There was like there's
Not
a little
yet.
scene where they were kind of so Richie was casting suspicion on Tara. That was actually one of my favorite scenes.
Exactly.
When
exactly.
when everything was happening and then Richie was in the basement and he came out and Sam was saying like what we're doing in the basement, like hiding. It's like why didn't you leave Sam alone? Because I think your sister is the killer. It makes sense. I was like, fuck. Smart. And then that's where across the hullabaloo, Sam was able to find Tara in the closet, tied up.
duct
Mhm.
tape. And she
And-
has this dilemma. What if Richie's right? Should I
And then
let
we
her
cut.
go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that turned
And
out to
then
be
you
my
have-
favorite thing. For me, my favorite thing was he did let her out eventually, without us
Oh,
knowing.
without
Without
us
us
seeing.
knowing.
Yeah. That was a good. That was again. That was like that was
was a
cool.
good
I
one.
love the fact that yeah, of course. Like you have to
Trust
think
family.
that maybe Tara is the killer. So I love that moment of hesitation, but I love the fact that hey, if my sister's the killer, then fucking kill me.
For
then,
me,
right?
enforce it. Like I have a note here. Tara tied up. It's fucking Tara. It's like it's so obvious for me. But then it said Richie. Really? That's fucking boring. It was the most obvious.
Yeah, he was the most obvious.
But
And then-
he
No, he has this line about how can fandom be toxic while holding a knife and stabbing someone. Like, really? You're saying how can you be toxic?
I do
You're
love
fucking
the
stabbing
fact
someone.
that Richie tackled it head on. It's like Dewey got it in the very first attempt. Like it's always the
Love
backstory.
interest.
is always a love interest. It was so easy for me to find you in Modesta. So I was like, fuck. It's like that is so. I was like, all right, okay, touche. Because like I was
What's
also hoping
Modesta, by the way?
it's a because
Place.
Like a
so my
dating site?
understanding is that this is Woodbury is upstate New York
Woodsboro.
and Modesta is in California, so it's across the state,
Oh, okay. All right,
across
right,
the
right.
country. So
I like that scene as well when he was shouting, but I'm not. I don't know how I feel about the Reddit part. Like, seems so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Like they
the
met
killers
on
revealed
Reddit.
themselves, right?
mhm.
The killers revealed themselves. They've got everyone who survived in the house. You've got Gail Weathers. You've got Sydney in the house.
Sydney
They talk
stabbed.
about,
Sam stabbed in
yeah,
the stomach. Gail shot in the stomach.
Gail shot.
All in the gut.
I think they were in a kitchen, right? They were talking
Yeah,
about
they're
it,
in the kitchen.
and they were like revealing that Amber and Richie met on a Reddit thread.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
Amber. So when Amber's family bought the house, and then she
She was so
started looking
obsessed.
into the stab
The
killing,
history.
she got really obsessed, and then found
And
Richie.
then they
That
got offended because people were laughing at them because they liked the original or something like that.
No, they were got offended because of the
they
newest
got
movies that came out.
that was the house of Stu Macker, right?
Yeah.
Stu Macker,
Mm.
the other killer, and the
Mhm.
other ghost face, and
But
the
I did write
original
here,
history.
really the cool thing about this that at that point in time when they were all in the kitchen and everything's being explained was you really didn't know what could happen because Sydney could die, Gail could die, Sam could
Mhm.
die
They
because
all could
they
actually.
could even if there's a sequel, it could be Tara or Tara
Yeah.
could die and then
Or
Sam
Tara
could be
could
in the
die.
so Sam could be in the
Mm.
Mhm.
sequel. Or fuck it, they could have been Neve Campbell again in the sequel. So it's like you don't know what's happening. So that or could expect. So that was a cool part.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. When they did the reveal, I was super disappointed that
It was Tara.
the
I don't know. I didn't like both of them. So
Yeah, so I will figure we discuss it here, but like this is where I was 1 point higher on the movie up until this point because
it dropped.
correct
I
it
was
dropped.
just expecting a little bit more because all throughout the movie they were addressing all of the points, all of the weaknesses of slasher movies and all of the weaknesses of movie franchise in general head on.
And then they just
Right?
stuck with the same blueprint.
Exactly. I thought
Exactly.
there was a cuter twist, like maybe so I would have been okay. Like I would have been okay with, all right, it's the boyfriend, it's Amber. But again, at this point, I was saying like, I hope it was all of them. I hope
That
it
would have been
was
amazing. If it was
all of
all
the
of them.
friends
Yeah.
except Tara, right? Like, Thaisa, oh sorry, I keep on calling Thaisa, but the twins,
Mindy,
Amber,
and Chad.
Liv. I was hoping that everybody would have come out and they were saying, like, yeah, Tara, we were only friends with you because we wanted to do this at some point.
Yeah,
Yada yada yada.
exactly.
But I think they wanted to keep it simple. And if whoever, like, was it Warner Brothers who made this movie? Spyglass
Paramount.
Entertainment. Yeah, Paramount, whatever. Paramount Pictures. Yeah, yeah. Sign me up. You could have gotten my idea for the next sequel. It's like all of the friends.
That's right. It would have been
Mm,
better, honestly.
mm.
But to hear that it's just because you have two fanatics,
Fanatics on Reddit.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it seemed off to me.
yeah. Oh, I was like, it was okay. There. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was. I was enjoying it. And then when they revealed their motive, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? They just
Mm.
threw it out in the garbage. Um, it wasn't strong enough for me for them to murder all these people, no matter how much of a fanatic you are. I don't think you'd have the stomach to just gut people like that just for the sake of your sequel movie. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, true, that being done, they went to set up the rest of the people for their final scene in their movie. You
All
have
hell, all hell
two
breaks loose.
battles happening. Yeah, all hell, chaotic battle comes out. You have Sam and Richie versus Sam versus Richie, and then you have Sydney and Gail versus Amber. And after a number of scuffles and fights and further injuries done,
Question: How
Amber gets doused in
in
hand
hand
sanitizer.
is that flammable? Why did she light on fire?
Yeah.
No,
It's
Well,
flammable.
they
Well,
said it is. 'cause
it's not
out-
flammable, but I think that's what they wanted us to think.
The thing, yeah,
It's not.
yeah, it shouldn't be. We could try it later.
I'm checking now.
I don't know. Can we check? Let's search.
I'm googling it now.
Okay, is hand sanitizer flammable? Alcohol based.
Yeah, but it's like mixed
It
with all
is
the other stuff.
considered. Yeah, but it's
I don't
not
think
like
they're
gonna.
explode.
I don't think it's gonna be a flambe right after. And it's just so. It's just I don't know. It was so cliche. She gets doused and then she trips. Her hand kind of ignites the stove, and then
Oh,
she
she-
lands.
She wasn't tripped. She
Oh
was
no,
shot, right?
no. First, no. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, her
The
hand.
kitchen?
No, but her hand touches
The
her
stove
hand
and
ignites
turns
the
the
stove.
stove on.
Yeah, and then she gets
Yeah.
shot, and then goes down to the stove perfectly on her face, and she burns. I was like, okay, that's pretty anticlimactic way to die. While Richie tries to search for Tara, battling against Sam. Eventually, Sam pulls him over the banister, falls down from the second floor, finds herself at the mercy of Richie as he tries to gloat further on how easy it is to have found her and bed her. Her hallucination of Billy Loomis leads her to a knife, right?
A
Something
knife.
that-
It's
Yeah.
one.
Knife.
It's the one. Richie dropped. I think the first time they fell, or was it? Oh, with Neve. I
With
think the first
Neve.
time they fell was
Yes.
from the stairs was with Neve. So he dropped it and it went under the.
That it could be under the curtain or something.
Apparently on
So
YouTube,
she grabs it.
it is flammable.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, well,
Yeah,
let's not
okay.
keep those in the house anymore.
That is cool.
Okay. So finds the knife and stabs him amazingly by his neck. Feeling after he dies, you think everything's over. Then you have this heavily burnt Amber tries to make her final attack, then Tara shoots her with a gun. And they all, get treatment, and that's basically the end of
My my other comment also from that is like, for a detective looking at it from outside, who do you know is the real killer?
100%.
Richie
100%.
got stabbed, like mutilated, like
And
That's
when he was
Exactly.
dead, that's the perfect way to make sure that the killer's dead. It's like, always still be careful. They always come back. She just started shooting her all like in the neck, in the face, in the head. It's like, see, Dewey, that's what you do.
Yes, but he died
yeah.
because he didn't do that. Sorry, David Arquette. That was pretty bad.
Oh my
All
God.
right, so that's it for Scream.
That's it. I did put some kind of post movie awards here that it's a little bit different from what we do usually. I do want to start with we'll close it with our ratings, but who is your crush of the movie? If you really look at it, the movie is like 90% female, which is great for like diversity and everything. So we only had Dewey for a little bit. We only had a couple of like bumbling deputies, and Wes dies, and Chad, one of the twins, is not there a lot. So it's kind of like it's mostly all women on
The
the
girls,
screen.
yeah.
So who are your like
Wait.
number one
Before,
crush of
before
the movie?
anything, who
Oh.
died? Dewey died.
Dewey,
Mhm.
Wes and the mom.
Wes.
Wes,
The mom.
Deputy Hicks dies. I think
The
that's it.
deputy.
The
That's
Vince.
it,
And then the
right?
killers.
No, the Vince.
Vince,
The
Vince,
Well, but Vince
the
is
creepy guy.
the
The
yeah,
creepy
but
guy.
he's still one
That's
of the
it, right?
victims.
The twins live. Is Liz alive?
Yes, Liz is alive.
Yes,
Liz
Liv is alive. The
So
twins
no,
are alive.
the only one that died in the house at the end was the killers, right?
The killers,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that was okay. A good twist also.
Mm.
So
No,
all of
no.
them coming back is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, if they don't leave yet. All right,
That's
crush
true.
of the movie. CHUBAX, let's start with you.
Crap. I mean, Sam's the obvious
Yep.
pick, but I went with Tara.
Tara. Tara is your crush of
Jenna
the movie.
Ortega.
Jay.
I like her. She's
Mm. Yeah. For me, it's the obvious pick. I'll go for Sam. I just found Tara too young.
Sam. For me, aesthetically, I think the prettiest person in the movie, Liv would have been like the easy choice. She's actually, I researched her a little bit. She's a singer and a model,
Ooh.
like a
Aisha, I
Tunisian
think,
French.
is really pretty. The movie.
Thaisa is like
I was surprised
I
how
actually
pretty
like
Thaisa
her.
is.
I like her aesthetic here.
You mean
but,
Mindy?
Yeah,
We're still in yellow jackets.
Yeah. I think the prettiest person in the entire movie was actually Amber, Mikey
Oh.
Madison.
Oh, I don't know.
I like she has a what do you call this? You don't know, racially ambiguous. You know, in some
That's true.
angles she's white, some angles she looks Asian, but I'm sure she's European, so it's great.
She looks
Right.
like my niece. That's why I was like, oh, damn, this looks like Cheska. I can't.
Yeah, Mikey
Yeah.
Madison. She's American, right?
Yeah,
Better
I didn't-
things. Yeah. I really like her look. I just like that ambiguous look. Who is the breakout star of this film? So who is among the new characters, taking away the legacy characters? Who is the breakout star?
Same for me. Tara.
Could also be your MVP if you pick it.
Yeah, for me, same Tara.
Yeah, Tara.
Yeah, I think this is unanimous. I think like she's the only one the acting wise she carried this fucking movie. She's great. I really like her. And then finally the MVP, including the legacy cast. Who do you think the character that carried this movie the most?
Tara.
Tara
Still
still?
Tara.
I'll go for David Arquette.
I was gonna
I
say,
mean,
yeah,
He actually did well, but he just died so pathetically. But but he actually, I mean, he was the one who put all of this in motion.
again, same with me. It was Tara with a special mention to Dewey because Dewey was, he was calm, funny. He didn't
Yeah.
overact, and like in the first few movies. So I did.
That's
like
right.
him. Finally, let's do our ratings. 1 to 10. What is our Screen 5 rating? Let's start with Jay.
I'm at a 7. I'd give it a 6.5, but I wouldn't want to give it a 6. But I'd go for 7. Only because there were a lot of inconsistencies throughout the movie. But I still consider this as a good movie that you should watch, especially if you're a fan of slasher movies. I love the twists that they made and how it held a candle to the original
Mhm.
Scream movie. Because the others, I'll be honest, I know I've watched them, but because I don't remember them for the life of me, it means I didn't enjoy them.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I even remember Scary Movie, the spoof, more than I
More.
would remember the Scream franchise, except for minus the first one. That's the one we watched, and that's the one I enjoyed. The following were just, it's kind of still it. Nothing really evolved. It's just like okay. Here it was okay, but I really just didn't like the motive behind the killings. It was very poorly thought. How about
CHUBAX?
CHUBAX?
Rating and final thoughts
I'd
of
go
Screen
with
5.
a 6. 6 could have been an 8 if they nailed the killers.
Mm.
But
Yeah, that's
they
right.
didn't. So I had fun with it. So it was still good from our rating. It's still good, but You just didn't nail that killer's thing. But I'm excited for the sequel though, so that
Mhm.
opens it things up. So also, I had
And
one more comment here, like last one with Neve Campbell saying, "Let's end this." How? Like I don't understand that comment. Like, what do you
it's
mean
this is the
end
fifth
it?
movie. How have you ended it, bro?
Yeah, and it's not like there's been this whole mastermind from the start that it's like a virus. It just keeps going on. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
killing this will stop the next iteration. Like so that just felt
Mm-hmm.
weird off to me. But yeah, so
Yeah,
six
you
for me.
can't end it. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because even the previous ones were also just people, carrying the mantle of
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Billy,
it's not one
Billy
guy
Loops. It's not,
controlling
yeah,
everything.
it's not like, yeah, exactly. How about you,
I
John? We're excited for your
so
rating.
the entire movie, I was a very high 7. Like, this is fun. This is quirky. Yes, there's some suspension of disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
I like, again, I keep on harping the fact that I love having these characters tackle the tropes head on. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
know the
Mm-hmm.
scary movie trope. They know the slasher trope. They know the Woodbury. What's the place of the plane?
Woodborough.
Woodboro. I love that they understood all of the rules. But much like CHUBAX, they kind of like sputtered in the end. So if they did a few more tightening or twist, maybe few more iterations of who the final killer slash killers would have been, made it a little bit more beefy, it would have maintained a 7. But because it didn't, like, I was fairly disappointed with Amber and Richie. I dropped it down to a 6. It's still good. It's still fun. I love the
Yeah,
requel,
I
right?
think it's worth
I,
watching.
and the
It's
good thing,
it.
it's the reason
Yeah.
why it's good for me is because you can forget all of the Scream series, like all 4 movies, and start here. And that's saying
And you're
something about
still
requels.
okay. Yeah.
You're still okay. So I like that fact because, again, apart from Scream 1, I do not know what happened. And at this point, I really don't care. And that's fine with me. And I would,
Mm-hmm.
like Shabox, I'm excited for the sequel. And the things with these types of movies is the first one is always kind of it's never going to be the best in the next trilogy, right? It's going to be kind of like a table setter. So
Yep.
hopefully the next one is better. So with that, we are closing our discussion with on Scream 5.
Bam.
Uh, Tell us your thoughts in the comments, what your rating is, what you thought of Scream 5, and we'll discuss it with you.
Yeah.
Next up, we have our main movie of the week, something that dropped March 11th
Yesterday. Yeah.
on Netflix yesterday
Oh
at
no,
the
March
time of
11th.
this
Yeah.
recording, is The Adam Project. Quick little stats on the film and news. So it was directed by Sean Levy
Sean
of
Levy.
Free Guy fame, right?
Stranger
Yes.
So
Things fame.
strange, Stranger
Direction.
Things, Free Guy, Cheaper by the Dozen, Night of the Museum. But the more interesting note, because of the critical success that Adam Project has had the past week or so, because it's been being shown in reviews a lot. He has also been touted to be the director of the next Deadpool.
Deadpool 3.
So they're going to
Awesome.
Ryan Reynolds and Sam Levy will be partners again in the next Deadpool movie. So I'm very excited, just mainly because that we have a director for the next Deadpool movie now, so it's gonna happen hopefully
And it's gonna
in
be
the next couple of
R18.
years. It's
Oh,
and again,
nice.
we'll discuss this on the movie, but I'm quite happy with the action of this movie. A couple of other stuff, because we do not have the budget of this movie. Usually, when it's just direct to Netflix movies, they don't kind of show the budget because they can't really have a box office number clear to compare it against. So no budget, but the cinematographer of this of movie is Tobias Schleisler. Schleisler. I just say this because he is also a cinematographer of Patriots Day. That's with Mel Gibson. A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh,
So that's an
really?
Ava
Okay.
DuVernay movie. Battleship with Rihanna. So he spans uh, uh, a gamut of different types of movies, and in general, it looked good on my end. Music was by Robert Simonson. Not a lot of like of things popping in terms of his filmography, but he did have 500 Days of Summer there. So I was kind of like, oh, cute.
Oh,
All right, it's a good movie. A recent movie that we reviewed also, he did the music for Ghostbusters Afterlife is there.
oh,
So he
that's
had some
good.
good stuff. So those are like kind of the main people behind the camera. But of course, in front of the camera, we have some might say we're like piece in a pod, like my, the other half of my crackpot, Ryan Reynolds and I.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Uh
Christos.
yeah, no, Ryan Reynolds, Zoe Saldana is there. Jennifer Gardner, Ruffalo, Catherine Keener, which is we're going to discuss in terms of like the plot, where like every movie has de aging technology now. I'm very
Mhm.
happy, and
Exactly.
I'm very happy about the kid Walker Scoble.
Yes.
He's delightful.
I like
So
his attitude. Yeah.
yeah, you know what? We'll discuss it a little bit more, but I did see Ryan Reynolds in it. It was very
Yeah.
fun. So with that, I'm gonna turn over the stage to um he who would not be called Zaddy or Papa or Daddy, CHUBAX.
So yeah, one of my notes here, it says the kid does sound like Ryan Reynolds, which we didn't really get in the trailer. So that was a
Yes.
surprise.
That's right.
Like,
Mhm.
so we start in a dystopian future, 2050, where pilot Adam. This is from Wikipedia, just using it as a guide. Adam Reed still steals his own time jet and escapes through the time, wanting to go to 2018, but through the fight, he ends up in 2022 instead, and he's injured. And apparently, the time jet is self-aware that will not let him fly whilst he's still injured because it checks his
Those are cool stuff
DNA.
to just,
That's
make
actually
sure
pretty
that,
good.
people have characters, but the idea that they start the movie in quote unquote their present time 2050 was cool because that wasn't in the trailers much, right? We
Yeah.
know that there was going to be time travel, but I was surprised, like, oh, we're starting 2050 right away. Cool.
But
All right.
then they didn't really show anything
Mhm.
except
And
space.
and I really think that that technology is very helpful. If you're not well to
Yep.
fly or hopefully drive,
I
then you
don't know.
shouldn't
There's
be able
there's
to
some
turn on the car.
technicalities there. If you're in a war,
Oh,
you need
yeah,
to
you
escape.
you should have a way.
You gotta
No, you
Mhm.
should
fly
have a way to override. Yeah, you should have a way to override. But if it's just a standard,
like
like for
emergency
example,
protocols or something.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, like for a car, if your alcohol levels are
Yeah.
extremely high, the car shouldn't start. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's pretty awesome.
So accidentally crashes in 2022. Well, not crashes, lands in 2022. And as we said, the time jet doesn't let him fly again, so he has to rest and recuperate. Where he meets his 12-year-old self, who's still struggling with the recent death of his father, Lewis. Is it Lewis? Mark Ruffalo.
Lewis, yeah.
Lewis
Lewis is his
in a
dad.
in a car
Mark Ruffalo.
accident. So here, before that, we do see the kid being Ryan Reynolds in school. Like
He's great too.
antagonizing the bully with his smart mouth. Uh, and like you
He
said,
gets punched.
he gets suspended again. Another fight, and he said, you'd think I'd be better at it by now. It's such a Ryan Reynolds thing to say.
It
Great.
is
It's
actually.
again, this is, in the first, what, 5 7 minutes of the
Mm-hmm.
movie, we get the setting, we get we get,
The
well, we
character.
start off with a kid. He immediately shows that, all right, this is not going to be disjointed. Like, this is Ryan Reynolds,
It's
which
one
is
of my
impressive.
comments actually here in my notes is that this movie is fucking lean. Like there's no
Oh,
fat,
100%.
right? There is no
100%.
fat. Everything's needed is needed. It's like essential to
Every
the
clip.
story.
Mhm.
So that's one
Yes.
of the comments there. So uh as he lands, the dog brings the young Adam to the old Adam or middle aged Adam, right? Young Adam and
Middle
middle
aged
aged
Adam.
Adam.
Hawking.
Yeah,
Good
so
name.
they have a good scene here where they meet and of course, middle-aged Adam knows what's going on, and young Adam's trying to figure it out. And then they go to the house, and they figure it out, and it's really cute and it's funny. And then we don't know why, but middle-aged Adam
Young
is,
Adam's very smart also.
yeah, but yeah, we
Very,
don't.
it's very smart.
It's not explained yet, but middle-aged Adam is like he has a chip on his shoulder. He's like a
Mhm.
little pissy, a little more, angry, and we don't know yet why. So,
That's
anyways,
so what you just to add there, you commented how this movie is super lean. Even that meeting, that could have that was a very tricky scene
mhm,
to make us believe that a 12-year-old kid not only could understand time travel, but also that that's him in the future, and there's a reason why he's there. And he kind of like did, and it wasn't just told, like it was shown that it was him, like closing the, where my dad's shed was, how to
You
close
know
the
how to open it.
fridge,
Yeah.
where the stuff are in the apartment,
you know my name,
like all of,
dog's
yeah,
name.
all of those, my name. So all of those things kind of like led up to, um like, all right, he give him context, and then there's also some form of confirmation, because at the end it's like, your name is Adam Reed, born XYZ, yada yada yada. At
Hmm.
this point your dad must have been died for, so it's like it's both. All right, give him a little bit time to figure it out himself, to build the boy's character, but also confirm everything, because we don't want to waste time that you
Mhm.
understand time travel. So I was like, fuck, that was quick. This is what 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the movie, and you've established a co-conspirator already. And then
Mm-hmm.
we're in the next few scenes, we're gonna see that why he's needed. Right? You can't just
Yeah.
like pluck a kid for into a time adventure without without reason. So that's kind of like, oh, everything kind of falls into place. I'm loving it so far.
So
And I like the
for
fact also, just to
oh,
state that, I like the fact that when he started to hyperventilate and couldn't breathe well,
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds or the middle-aged Adam knew exactly where the inhaler was kept
yeah.
and knew the breathing pattern, which really just confirmed everything for young Adam.
Yeah. Mm.
So with that, the two of them, he asks the young Adam for help, brings him to his ship, and that's when it's revealed that the ship is self-repairing, but it takes time, and doesn't let him fly, middle-aged Adam fly because he's hurt, and he could bypass that by using the DNA of young Adam,
Young
who's
Adam.
Young
healthy.
Adam. Mhm.
So they go up to the jet, check things out. Uh, they talk about time travel here a little bit, where they
Mhm.
talk. Is it like what the memories are changing, or
Mhm.
is it like a multiverse? And then they also explain the
It's
fixed
not a
time.
multiverse. Man,
Yeah,
you watch too many movies.
they explain the fixed time concept,
Mhm.
which makes it simple. He can make changes here now, but the memories will
It'll
only take
normalize.
effect after he comes back to his fixed time.
Mm.
Which is
So,
another point about how this movie is lean, because you explain it in a fun, quippy way, make it simple, but also it kind of makes, sets the stage, like, no, because we don't need to spend more than a few minutes thinking about what are the ramifications of
mhm.
tampering with time, parallel contact, babe. But also the idea that, yes, it's gonna screw shit up, but it
Gonna
will eventually heal itself. Like, it's like there's, time will find a way to kind of like echo and whatever. We'll discuss that ever. But this is where it kind of starts or puts the seed, the fact like, yes, if you tinker with time, it affects certain things, but it kind of eventually normalizes itself in the future. Hence, like your older self might not remember this particular engagement. So I was like, okay, let's just
it's
it's just telling
simple,
me
so
like
it's
just
clean.
have
Yeah,
fun. Yeah.
but yeah, well told in a fun way. So what happens next? We have a nice scene where Adam goes out and meets the mom in the bar.
Mhm.
So that was cool. Like I also like that he kind of went past the line and just went ahead and kind of revealed himself. In the end, but then
Mhm.
disappeared. So, anyways, back in the house, uh, Maya Sorian appears in a better, faster jet, and I get chasing Adam, and then they attack him at his house, young Adam and middle-aged Adam, and then we have a cool fight scene here with the I don't know what they call it, the mag. She had a term
Mag
for it.
slip.
Mag mag slip or
Mag slip, the light,
Yeah,
their
Lightsaber.
version of lightsaber. So yeah, this is a good action scene too. So
I
good
know.
action, good story, fun.
I just don't know the physics of it though. When he slams it on the ground and it
Yep.
pushed
And then
everybody forward, he did get hit also. You know,
so, but also he used it as a jumping mechanism
and
too.
then
So there might
so
be
it's
like
maybe there's
Well,
different there's different
magnetic
control.
field.
maybe their
perhaps?
settings.
Yeah, maybe there's settings.
Yeah.
And then
But I did like, I think that like the fact that they didn't shy away from like it's a lightsaber. No, it's not. It's a little bit complicated.
it's a lightsaber.
It's a
'Cause
lightsaber.
it did cut stuff also, you know, the tree and stuff.
That's true. That's true.
So anyways,
Yeah.
they fight. He kills a bunch of people, and they disintegrate into nothing because it's like messy if you die outside of your fixed time. But then he eventually gets cornered, and the ship decloaks with Maya inside it, and Christos. Is it Christos, right?
Christos, the main side
Yeah.
The
henchman.
main, yeah.
The main henchman, the head of security for Maya comes in and with a burnt face that's apparently was made by
By Adam,
middle-aged
middle-aged Adam.
They have a fun equip here, and he beats him up. And then the two Adams are rescued by none other than Laura. In a she's
Yeah.
just badass. What else can you say
Oh.
about Zoe Saldana? You know, she's amazing. And my kids were watching this, and they're just like, "Oh, she's alive!" Because they thought she was dead. Like, she's alive. And there's just cool fight scene here where
Very cool side scene.
they're gonna hug, and then there was somebody behind him. So
She shoves him.
She shoves him.
I mean, they can do that later.
I mean, all the entire fight scene in this first like woods fight, even before, because like right after this just backyard fight scene, they had like a little chase scene, was very well choreographed. I really enjoyed like they were doing some combos where he'll lift somebody and she'll shoot her, and then she'll throw
Yeah.
people at him and they'll lightsaber them to death. So it's like it's really good with Adam there too. So you
Yeah.
like boy Adam, like with boy Adam, just like being like
Moving
as
around.
a prop there. So it's kind of like good to see all of them like together in a well visually pleasing but also making sense kind of thing where they're sometimes it's hard to fathom two people going against multiple people, but there weren't that many. So I was like, it was good.
So
First, I thought those guys were cyborgs, but then realized they were just
armored.
People in suits.
people in suits.
Yeah. So they escape in a beat up truck or pickup truck or like a I don't know what SUV truck. And then we have a nice chase scene here like a la Star Wars with the speeder bikes, but they're
Yeah,
on,
I was thinking
Mhm.
it was like
they're like on the
Star Wars.
hoverboards in the
Mhm.
trees. And then middle-aged Adam taking one out with a typical break and then opening the door. And then the other one with the lightsaber. That's really powerful.
Cutting a tree?
weapon. Yeah, I wonder why
Yeah.
the other guys didn't have their weapons.
Didn't-
But maybe
Yeah,
he's like
that's true.
higher position or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they go home. They go to
No,
Laura's
but there is
hideout.
something like that later at the end.
Yeah, but that's Crystal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crystal.
So they get to the house and Laura explains that she crashed. They tried to kill her, but she was able to eject from the plane and she crashed in 2018. So she's been there for 4 years, waiting for him to come find her, and which she did. And then, but because the key point here is he was investigating somebody traveling to the 2018, and but there was no log or anything. So they think the theory is that the future they have has already been altered. It wasn't the original one. So I like that twist. Like
Yeah.
it's not Adam that's changing the future. It's like somebody already did
Somebody
it.
else.
So they have to put it.
And they're
right
trying to
for sure.
correct it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, going back to how lean this movie is, it's super simple. Like the plot is Laura was investigating somebody that traveled to 2018 that didn't have a log. And it's very easy to assume that that person used it to their advantage. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Simple. It's like, all right, fuck. This is one of the
Love
cool,
it.
like the cleanest time movies that I've ever seen.
Mhm.
And it's, it's funny, it's family friendly, and good action. So cool.
Exactly. Well, it's also realistic because you haven't seen your husband in 4 years. You see him kick the kid out. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk.
I know.
And
I had to
suck
forward
it
that
up,
part.
Mr. Reed. Well, nothing happened, but
I know.
obviously it's very suggestive, right?
So they have this scene where they have to change. They have to go back. They're talking and they have to. Adam has to go back because apparently again another problem with the ship. She can take passengers with a different DNA, right? I mean, that's the only reason
That's right.
she couldn't he couldn't take her. So before anything else happens, they're found by the bad guys, and Laura sacrifices herself for the Adams to escape to get to their jet. And one comment for me is like, she has 4 years to prepare, and all she prepared was that one road grenade that didn't even kill the car, that
Yeah,
destroyed the
that
car,
didn't make sense.
and she just
No,
had
but
one,
she
one
had
gun.
she
She had a bunch of guns.
no, she had a
But
But she
bunch
only
of
could
guns in her
use
basement.
one. Well, what's the
she
point
could
of a
only use
bunch
one.
of
That's
guns?
true. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about
I
that, but
know.
you're right. Okay.
I mean, if I had 4 years, I'd prep like bomb, 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 bomb. You know, every
Or like a
eh,
bunker so she can hide.
Agreed. Or like
Yeah.
just turrets. I don't know. You could have figured something out.
Or she could have just known that there's no, the other things like there's no fighting against one of those ships. It's too futuristic, right? So he just needs to delay
That's
a
true.
little bit.
That's true. So, anyways, we have another cool Zoe Saldana film. If there's a big critique for me here, it's just we didn't have enough Zoe Saldana
100%.
because she was
100%.
That's true.
her
True.
her acting, her face, like when she was. So anyway, she starts shooting, kills everybody except Crystals, and then
Crystals.
gets cornered by Maya in the ship. They have this conversation, and her face there is like accepting her death. Her acting
Yeah.
Mhm.
was so good.
Spot on.
Anyway, so they
Yeah.
so while they're talking, the Adams get into the jet and then they fly, and then Maya targets Laura and then pulls the trigger, and then another comment from me is like, this Maya's ship must be really really fast because wherever Adam's ship goes, she's like in the opposite.
Which it's understandable because she owns the company. So she has the
He must have
baddest
the
ship.
best shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So and
I-
they have a cool dogfight here where they go through a canyon and then Adams tries the turning off the engine, hiding. Then
Where have I seen that? Where have we seen that?
There's one
every
in-
fucking Star Wars movie.
Yeah, there's one in
Star
Captain-
Wars.
there's also one in Captain Marvel with
Oh.
Monica Rambeau,
The one where they
The
turn
mom.
off the jet. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
there's no one-
so they go and then they do a chicken fight, but then before they hit, Adam was able to turn on the pulse time
The-
pulse
the
thing.
pulse.
the wormhole.
Yeah, and then shoot to 2018. Kind of weird that we didn't see the jet again. Like they.
Well, they
that's-
did say that was the last jump.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
they
just
did
You
say
assumed
know,
that
that.
was
it
good.
wasn't.
No, I
It was
assumed
the
that-
leanness of the movie that
Yeah.
they didn't need to show it.
I just assumed
To
that it couldn't jump, but it could still fly. But maybe that's what it means. After that jump, it's dead.
Self-destruct already. Yeah.
So we go to 2018 where they meet Mark Ruffalo's Lewis Reed.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
I also like that middle-aged Adam gave the young Adam a choice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
Well,
that is
it's
true.
up to you, buddy. It's up to you, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you say? 'Cause
Punch
he has
that
one
shit.
jump left,
Punch that shit.
right?
So they go
I like
to
that.
2018. Their dad is giving a lecture, and I just like that the dad was smart as fuck. I mean, he did invent time
Yeah.
travel, so
Mhm.
he immediately picked up on who middle-aged Adam was.
And he
Yeah.
noticed them right away.
Yeah,
Off the
and
bat.
in the lecture itself too, I'm actually very happy that they spent a couple of minutes of Mark Ruffalo doing his physics lesson,
Lecture.
and I love the idea that the message of not just his lesson, not just physics, but generally in science, that he kept on harping that the problems that you start working on right now are the ones
Will
that
be
your
solved.
kids will be solving. So I love the idea that every single character in this movie had an issue with time in different ways. Like, the
Oh, that's a good one.
kid wanted to grow up, the
Kid
grown
wanted
up wanted
more
to find
time with the dad.
more time with the dad. The mom has no time for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Ruffalo understands that whatever he does is never going to finish. He will never have enough time. So it's like, all right, there's a reason why you're spending 3 minutes to 5 minutes of Mark Ruffalo's discussion prior to him speaking with Ryan Reynolds and the boy very quickly.
So uh as soon as they start talking, the three of them, we have this really really funny dialogue with with Lewis and middle-aged Adam, where they're talking over each other, and like it's very realistic where they're, because like Adam's like talking about life or death, and then Lewis is talking about the fabric of space time continuum. It's like they're not getting in sync, and then he punches his dad, and then
There's
Lewis
that punches him
Lewis counters him in the most funny way with one leg,
with his
one,
jump.
one leg up.
Jump punch.
This is so funny. But he refuses to join because he doesn't wanna damage time.
He knows the consequences.
Yeah.
He knows it. Yeah.
So they go to a motel, but the dad still refuses, so he leaves, and it's left to the two Adams to uh put back, correct the timeline. So their plan is to destroy the existing electromagnetic pulse,
Destroy the atom
particle,
accelerator,
the
yeah.
particle accelerator.
Mhm.
So we have a cool scene here with young Adam using the drone, and then we skipped this part.
Old,
with the
so
bully
mid
part.
Adam being the ground infantry, and then
Mhm.
young Adam using his video gaming skills again, which also was kind of shown
Twice.
prior to
Yeah,
that.
twice.
Like
Yeah.
there's like, oh, we're showing how Adam is like really really good with video games and whatnot. So it's kind of like, all right, and shooting. So it's like,
Because his dad made him one.
but also it's like, again, lean movie. Like, all right, makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to waste time teaching you how to use this drone. He intuitively was able to be the aerial coverage of Adam, and being funny at that too. Like, I
Yeah.
love it. Red
We
hair.
have the scene because
Oh,
we skipped the scene where in 2022 where young Adam was being bullied, and middle-aged Adam was trying to teach him how to fight the bullies. And then this way,
Yeah.
like, look him in the eye, show him your soul, and then punch him in the
punch him
neck.
in
and then with a smile, like this is what you've been waiting for all your life.
Yeah. So
And
now
then drop your knee and punch him in the. And what did he call it? Where the swimsuit? Something. Punch him where
the
you wear a
dick.
swimsuit. No, but that's what he meant basically. Right?
So we get a twist here where it's at middle-aged Adam being surrounded, and then young Adam doing that same dialogue to
The
him,
same.
line to him back, and then so they fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you also missed prior to that fight scene. There was this one-on-one scene with middle-aged Adam and young Adam outside of the Twin
Oh,
Pine.
the motel.
Twin Peaks
Pine
Hotel.
Pine
Twin
something.
Pines.
Twin
Motel,
Pines?
yeah, something like that.
Pines
Yeah.
Motel. And they start to talk about, and young Adam giving middle-aged Adam his wisdom
Oh, that's true.
on why
Why he's
on
angry.
why he's feeling this way.
Yeah.
Because his anger is the way to deal with him
With
missing his
sadness.
dad.
Yeah, it's easier to
And
you
be
can-
angry.
Yeah.
Which is
And you
true.
notice it. throughout the talk with Mark Ruffalo as well, he was like, "Yeah, I called it the Adam Project. I call it your favorite child because it was actually named after him because his name is
Mhm.
Adam." But he's like, "Oh," but his quip was like, "Yeah, I even call it your favorite child because you're never home."
Yeah.
I
I love
love
the
it.
fact. I mean, the line about the middle-aged Adam, Ryan Reynolds Adam trading his brain for muscle.
Yeah.
Like how did how
Yeah.
did I get so smart?
How'd you get so
How
dumb?
so like and how did I get so dumb? It's like, oh, that's a good line because like sometimes like we overcompensate the things that we kind of feel deficient about and we forget the things that we already have.
And he
So
tried to drink beer. Nope.
That's really what middle-aged Adam did. You know, he was he missed his dad so much that he didn't want to feel that way anymore. So he made
Mhm.
himself angry at him to
Mm,
overcompensate for that. So,
yeah,
anyways,
I agree.
so they have it a fight scene here in Sorian's building,
Industries,
in
yeah.
in the parking lot, and then as middle-aged Adam is about to be hit by a car, he's saved by Lewis,
Subaru.
who realize yeah, oh, we have that scene with Lewis and his family and his wife about is he being a good enough dad and stuff,
Mhm.
and Jennifer Garner, you know, saying when you're here,
The
you're
truth.
here 100%. Yeah, so you're great enough dad, but it still makes him think about his son, so he goes and help, and it's funny where that car was about to hit middle-aged Adam, and Lewis also almost hits Adam to deflect the car.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the only time that middle-aged Adam is hit is when Lewis opens the door. It hits Ryan Reynolds. So that was funny. So anyway, so um
and then Adam, middle-aged Adam, Ryan Reynolds kicks the car. Hey, watch it. This is your mom's car. And he points to the front. Mom's car,
Mom's
really?
car's already destroyed.
they go down to they plan to stop time machine from ever being invented by stealing the only
The
place
algorithm
where the algorithm is was ever written down, and it's in a hard drive inside the
in a
particle
crystal
accelerator.
hard drive. Are you talking about your penis, Dad?
And then they leave young Adam for perimeter, and then of course he's captured. So they go down, and I love the scene where what happens when you take the hard drive out. There's two things. If I take this out, uh, I take it out, and the particle accelerator continues on in a loop. Nothing happens, or everything in 100 miles is destroyed. Let's hope it's the first day. And then there's no time to
It's not nope.
you just boop,
No.
fuck it, like shit, and then nothing
I
happens.
fucking love this movie. It's great.
So and then
I
after
love
that,
that scene.
so as they try to leave, that's when the two Mayas come in, and they have they want the hard drive, and they come. Christos comes in with young Adam, which older Maya gets the gun and then points it at Adam, asking
The hard
for the
drive.
hard drive. And then I love this quip scene with middle-aged Ryan. Like, I'm thinking about it. What do you mean you're thinking about it? It's just like young Adam saying, "I'm about to lose my shit here," and then
Even the young Maya was like, "You don't have to think about it."
I'm thinking about it.
no, the dad and young Maya was like, "Give her the hard drive. Give her the hard drive."
Yeah, give her the hard drive.
And then after middle-aged Ryan winks, that's when we get the young Adam pushing the gun, and then the older Maya accidentally hitting the shielding for the particle accelerator, which will make it explode after a few minutes.
Oh,
But first,
shit.
right now, so it's unstable, and it's like becoming a big magnet and sucking everything metallic or anything that's
Mhm.
magnetic. So things start flying, chaos ensues. We get a one-on-one between Christos and middle-aged Adam. Young Adam being caught in a hug by an armored soldier who gets
Mhm.
magnetized to the screen. and then Lewis going to the computers to try and fix it. The two Mayas hiding from the chaos. So I like the fight scene here with young Adam. Like he feels that the glove was being pulled, so when he brings it up into a punch, so it just pulls it faster to the face.
Pulls it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Knocks
He's
him out.
again, he's super. He's using his smarts, his wit to get
Yes.
away, and he did the Spider-Man or Mission Impossible sliding down
yeah,
with
Black-
one
Yeah.
magnetized hand on the thing
Black
to
Panther.
to cushion his fall. So it's like, and it's not only that.
Superhero
I
landing.
know.
You know, after he escapes from the bear hug of the armored random dude, he sees one of the mag slips.
So he finds Ryan Reynolds, middle-aged Ryan's
mag slip like a lightsaber, remembers how Ryan Reynolds used it to propel himself to jump higher, used said same move, and of course superhero landing.
I love how he whispers it, and how I love how meta it is, because Marvel does it, like superheroes do it, and then Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool joked about it, and now his younger self is doing it in another movie with Ryan Reynolds, so it's
And
like,
loving it. And
It's-
loving it.
it's so cool. And then he has this scene
But
where he taunts Christos, and then gets his ass.
I
whooped.
know. He's like, oh, jeez. He's way beyond his league. Like, because he's feeling all the success.
Yeah.
You know, he punched the guy, got out, he has a weapon, he did that jump, so he did a superhero landing. He's like, oh, come on. Oh, no, not this guy. But then my question is, how come the mag what did they call it? Mag strip?
Mag slip.
or something.
Mag stick or something.
Slip.
And Christophus
Nunchuck.
Daggers that
nunchucks.
became nunchucks. That was cool.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool, huh? Why were they not? If they're also using magnetism as part of their central power, why didn't that get sucked up into that?
That's true.
The other thing got sucked up, actually, the nunchucks, because so middle-aged Adam drops his, and then as they fight with Christos, he's able to steal it from him, and then as he's waving it, it gets sucked in. The only thing I could think of is that the magnetism isn't constant, like flaring. So maybe
Or if
it
I
didn't
mean
catch
it's,
it.
you know, yeah. If you let go, it'll fly out. But you know, if you hold
Yeah,
it
that's
in-
true.
So anyway,
But he let go of the stick as well,
Yeah, it dropped.
right? He got disarmed. But anyway, that was just a question I had.
So they fight, and then okay. So Christos knocks young Adam down, fights with middle-aged Adam again, and then as he's trying to strangle him, which wasn't really strangling him, it's just pushing his face down in a weird way.
That's right.
And then he gets hit by a metal door, being sucked in by the magnetism. So he falls straight into the particle accelerator, dies obviously, and then we're left with the three Reeds, Lewis, two Adams, and then the two Mayas, and young Maya having a rifle with an armor-piercing ammo, and older Maya saying, "Shoot them, give me my hard drive." And Lewis like protecting his sons and standing in front, and then middle-aged Adam saying, "That has armor-piercing rounds. Even if we stand behind you, we're gonna be Swiss cheese."
We're gonna be died.
so-
We're
so
gonna be dead. We're gonna
Maybe
be
spread
killed.
around. Okay, that helps. Spread around, spread out. So they spread out, and then young Maya has kind of cold feet. So older Maya gets the bullet out the gun, and younger Maya stands off to the side by the particle accelerator, and then it started to seem like younger Maya was going to do something, the right thing or something.
I actually
I thought
thought
she was
that
gonna
she was
jump
gonna.
in.
Yeah,
just
I thought she was going
hesitating.
to
But then
No, I thought she was gonna jump in. Then I realized, well,
armor piercing
armor
bullets.
piercing.
Yeah,
not
it
gonna
would
matter.
help.
no, maybe she could, push the gun or something. But then Lewis just taunts older Maya, and then she shoots it. but the bullet, as it fires, eventually gets dragged by the magnetism and then turns and hits younger Maya, which fucks up older Maya. And she just disappears in the cloud of
Disappears. Yeah.
burst of cell are like glowing particles. And then they have this like 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds of looking at the particle accelerator before they run out.
Before and there was a countdown too. It wasn't a long countdown.
Like 10 seconds left. They're still
Like,
looking
we
at
should start running. Wow.
So they run and then they're able to escape. And then I do like the explanation walking to the house. So like, why haven't we disappeared? It's like I feel something, but it's taking time for time
to heal itself.
To heal itself.
Yeah. Which was explained prior. That's why I love this great. It's like it's all established. You're following your own rules. Because like if they didn't establish that before, we would have questions like, how come Maya disappeared right away? Right. And then all of us, are still here. Right. But the idea, it's like, it takes a little bit of time. Right? Plus also, you need a little bit more extra for the movie.
And then, so they go home. They have this nice discussion. I love this scene with Lewis, very observantly seeing what was wrong with middle-aged Adam, why he's angry, and he just says that I love you, I'm proud of you, and middle-aged Adam just trying not to accept that love, she's still trying to be in denial that.
But he was crying.
He's angry at his dad. He's trying to stick to that, but then as Lewis just came closer and closer and kept saying "I love you," finally broke down, hugged Lewis, and then they have this fucking cheesy scene, but it fucking works with the fucking
dude. I'm sorry,
catch and throw.
I cried.
I know.
had tears in my eyes.
It's cheesy, but
I have
an idea.
That's my notes.
That.
That's in my notes. It's fucking cheesy, but it fucking works. So they have this catch and throw scene, and then middle-aged Adam, nice lines with hug your mom, not in the side hug that you do, like a break your rib kind of
rib
hug.
breaking.
And are we gonna throw and catch? Or are we just gonna?
No, are we gonna smoke this banana?
Yeah. So they
You didn't know what that
wrong.
meant.
So they play some catch and throw, and then young Adam throws a bad pass, and then Lewis picks it up, and then as he turns around, they're gone. Then the dog comes in, the young dog, and then it travels.
Transitions to
2022, 4 years
2022.
later. And we get the same scene with the mom and young
The
Adam.
insurance.
Yeah, the insurance.
Doing it
scene.
finally, which I need to do. I need to do it myself.
And then young Adam.
I hope it's digital and not using
You definitely
Lewis's file.
So young Adam gives her a really big hug. Nice scene. And
It's like,
we
Adam?
forgot
Yes, Mom?
Lewis.
I thought I was getting mugged.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you are. And then the two of them are playing.
Being so cute. But we forgot this. Lewis doesn't want to know what happens because he knows he's gonna die. But he doesn't want to.
He knows he
change
wasn't
it.
there.
So he knows it's meant to be, so he didn't change it. So 4 years later, he's still dead, and it's just the two of them. But Adam's more accepting of it. So what do you think he remembers the past? No, right? It's more just like echoes. I think it's reconciled, so he just has like a feeling or something in the back of his mind. And then we jump to an unspecified time, probably like college, or maybe I think it's college. Like they met in the Air Force or something.
Yeah.
With a younger, not middle, like
Same
college,
story.
college degree Adam, Ryan Reynolds, clean shaven, younger, meets Laura again in a lecture with the same story that he said with her being lost, and as a guest lecturer.
And him
so I assume
walking
there's
him back. Yeah.
no more time travel here, right? Just straight up.
Yeah.
Just met up.
He's just like a pilot, like a flight pilot.
They met in the same circumstances, but in different setup. So, and that's where the movie ends with him walking Laura back with he was so funny here, like with me and Belly were laughing with a sleeping, snoring face. That look.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So the movie ends with him and Laura walking off to get to
To her
her
class.
correct
Yeah.
class. That's it.
Amazing.
Do you think this is gonna be
That's
have a
good.
sequel?
I hope not. I
I
think
hope
this is a
not.
very
It's a good one
complete.
Yeah.
shot.
It's nice as it is.
It's a good one shot. It's a good test for the Sean Levy as a director for more movies. I think, this and Free Guy kind of established him as like a Ryan Reynolds go-to. But
Yes.
let's hand out a couple of awards while we give our other thoughts, things that we like about the movie. So let's start with a breakout star, Jay. Who's your breakout star of this particular movie?
When you say breakout star, they're not the main stars?
Could
Or
be
what?
like it's up to you, but like who do you think that was like a surprising character in this particular film that made us
Oh,
enjoy the movie a lot more?
very simple. Young Adam.
Young Adam,
Young
Walter
Adam.
Scobell. Mm-hmm.
Very he's able to express and get into the mindset of Ryan Reynolds, which I think is not very easy to do.
100%.
And I like his attitude in the movie. Very consistent, very
Mm-hmm.
very consistent. Great reactions, and I like it when he got beat up by the bullies with middle-aged Adam there. His face when he looked at middle-aged Adam with that teary eyes, disappointment. That was wow. That was real. I was like, "You let me down, you fucker," and then runs off.
Yeah.
He acted really well. I have to say, I was surprised. I thought he was just gonna be, I thought the movie was just gonna be more on Ryan Reynolds, not really on him.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that he was an integral part of this film.
Chubax,
How
who
about
do
you,
you think is your
Chubax?
breaker star?
Same. I mean, he brought it. Like he really channeled Ryan Reynolds. So
Yep.
that was really good. I would have loved to see like audition and casting tapes for this to see how they saw it and what lines he used. But yeah, it was cool. Can't wait to see him grow up.
And more movies, yeah.
I mean, I think it's unanimous that all of our breakout stars is Walter Scobell, which is like young Adam. But I did also want to mention um the age, what's her name? Kathleen Keener. Uh, the age
Maya?
Catherine Keener was surprising for me because I know there were only a very, very, very few scenes, but one,
Yeah.
it's the age, like it's a little bit
Mm.
CG face, but I really saw the few moments, the few scenes that they had together. Um, I really saw the difference between young Catherine Keener and old Catherine Keener, and they felt like two different characters, which is kind of like great. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm glad that de aging technology is no longer distracting, and it's like you can use it in any movie. So
True.
hopefully that opens a lot of other forms of storytelling using a little bit more of a time traveler or younger versions of people that we know right now.
And
Uh,
I'm also for me, I have like a extra award, like surprise that it's surprising that Zoe Saldana is just awesome. I mean, I
yeah,
guess we just see her too much in prosthetics and makeups that seeing her like this and just seeing how awesome she
Yeah,
is amazing.
mm,
that's true. And she's
Even
she's
how
a
short.
very beautiful woman.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's a very beautiful woman.
And before we close out, MVP Jay.
Oh,
Oh, very plain and simple. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
But
Reynolds.
I do want to give a special mention to Mark Ruffalo
Oh, call. Good call.
because he also, although he only appeared like towards I don't know, past the halfway mark, but his character, his acting, and dude, he made me cry. Dude,
he was
Mm.
good. He was
that
good.
that the one where he knew why middle-aged Adam turned out that way and just focused on him and told him, I'm proud of you. I love
So
you.
good.
I love you. Come on. I was like, I was crying. I was like, oh, I miss my dad. Oh man.
Yeah.
Things
Chubax.
it just
Uh,
the things you wish you heard.
Same, right? Reynolds is just fun. I like him. I mean, what else is there to say about him?
I of course I have Ryan Reynolds as well, but my true MVP is actually the tight storyline. This is such a well
Oh,
crafted script
yeah.
where every single person, even Christos, like every single character you see in the movie, you only have a handful. You have
Mm,
a handful of main characters. Most of them were Adam. So the few minutes that we had with Jennifer Gardner was perfect. Like it was kind of like you really saw the plight of a loving mom. The few minute
yes.
scenes that we had with um Mark Ruffalo was perfect. Even his physicist brain and father brain was perfect. The scenes with what's the girl, the main
Laura.
protagonist,
Laura.
Laura. No.
Oh, Maya.
Uh,
Maya's friend.
Maya.
yeah, Sorian. Like Sorian was perfect. The couple of scenes with Laura with those Lang was perfect. Like in and out, fast action, romance. Like it's so tight. Even the fucking bullies were like tight. They had reasons,
I-
quick quips.
in a lesser in a lesser, I guess, writer director's hands, we would have seen the dystopian world.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We would have seen Maya with crappy scenes about her company talking to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
shareholders or shit. This one.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
We would have seen
But
possibly like young Adam the fight scene with young Adam and the bullies, right?
yeah.
A longer quip. So yeah, you're right. So it's like I figured if this was a Snyder movie, it would have been 4 hours and lots of it only. Before we close
But
out,
they did, sorry, but they did explain what the future looked like.
But
yes,
yeah,
You know,
just
again,
they
Terminator?
didn't show. They didn't
Yeah.
show.
yeah,
You know, 30
yeah,
Terminator? That's
yeah.
2050 on a good day.
The last point that I wanted to say before we give our final thoughts and ratings about this movie is the original script was actually supposed to be for Paramount Pictures with Tom Cruise attached to a star
Oh yeah, I saw
before
that.
it was moved to Netflix for Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds to collaborate again right after Free Guy. So that's just
Mm.
another fun mental exercise. What this movie could have been with Tom Cruise. I felt that I like how this landed. A Tom Cruise version of this might be a lot more dark and
Mm-hmm.
moody and dramatic
I think it would
about
have
the
been
time travel.
fun also, but not funny and
Not
not.
as fun, family friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think this was like a wider range. Cool. I think with that, final thoughts and ratings. We'll start with you, Chubax.
I don't know. I really liked it when I was watching it. Then I went a little down, and then discussing it with you guys, I went up again.
Mhm.
So, uh, fuck it. Let's go. I'll go with the 8. I'll go with an 8.
Mhm.
I loved
Mm.
it. Really good. Uh, really fun. Watched it with the kids. I guess for it to be not a 9 or a 10, there just wasn't something surprising or something we haven't really
Mhm.
seen. Everything was a trope. Everything has been
Mhm.
done. Uh, like 80s time travel. Everything's been done already. We didn't see anything new, but it was just so tight, well done, well acted, well casted. So yeah, more of this. I mean, not more of not sequels, but more
Mhm.
Netflix one shots like this that are.
Exactly. One shots like this.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Jay.
Um, in our rating, an 8 is actually a great movie.
Mhm.
And I was thinking whether I should put it as a 9 or a 10, but
Yeah, that's just my thought.
I then I put myself in a trail of thought. If this came out in the movie and I'd have to watch it and buy tickets in the movie house, would I do so?
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I might not. It's not that epic for me. Like if you were gonna say like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Batman. Not because they're superhero movies, but or Mission Impossible. I don't know. These movies that you have to watch on the big screen. But this one wasn't a movie that you would watch on a big screen. I would watch it on streaming on the day off its release. Sure, no problem. Um, I would watch Deadpool in a movie if um because
Oh my
it does it
gosh.
justice.
Mhm.
Yeah. The new Thor that comes up. I'd love to watch that in the
Oh.
movie house. Definitely. You know what I mean? No, again, not because I'm just saying it because I like superhero movies, but not because it's a superhero movie. Okay. But would I watch this in the movie house? Probably not. But because it's on Netflix,
Mhm.
I would absolutely watch it. And I love it because I like Ryan Reynolds movies. But even with Red Notice, I would not watch that in a movie house.
Mhm.
But because it's on Netflix, I would watch it. So that's why that is my range that stopped me from giving it a 9 or a 10. It's not that epic that I need to see it on a movie on a big screen, right? But being that 8 is still an amazing movie, I would recommend this to your family, your kids. They would love to see this. It brings in the first thing my wife said. I actually always thought about what it would be like to see my younger self. And I was like, I'd probably beat my younger self up as well. You fucker, you're gonna make this mistake. But anyway, um, yeah, I like the story, the concept, the consistency, the writing, the fight scenes, even the way the enemies disperse after they
Mhm.
get killed. The graphics was pretty good. It
Yep.
was pretty good. I like it. And the best part is that they were able to explain a very difficult subject such as time travel in a simple manner that it doesn't hurt your brain. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's an 8, but I highly recommend it.
I also give it an 8. It's probably the highest 8 that we can get. And again, 8 is a great movie,
It
right?
is.
And
It is.
and that's why we do these reviews with with friends, and we share it with people. It's because, yeah, and you've touched upon it, Jay. The context matters. If it were
Mm,
in a movie theater and I had to pay $20 for this, I might have docked it a little bit because, again, like what also CHUBAX has mentioned, there's nothing really unique or super new um, about this movie. What makes this movie stands out is every single minute of the 104 minutes of this movie has a purpose, makes sense. It follows its own rules. Every single character brought acting amazingly. Even like surpassed expectations with the kid.
They didn't
Action
even go
scenes were
2
great.
hours,
Perfect. Like again,
right?
like
They didn't
this was
push
one
it.
of those movies. Yeah, it's finding a story, a crew, that did not go beyond itself. Like
yeah.
this is maximizing everything that we've got, and it was a fun movie. Of course, again, this is one of those great movies. Watch it when you can, and that's the difference. Because it's on Netflix, you can watch it whenever you have a free time, and you will have a fun time whenever you'd watch it. And this is one of those movies that you can watch it alone, you can watch it with your friends, you can make this
Mm,
a date night movie, you can watch it with your kids, and it'll work. And that's why I give it like the highest 8 possible. The only reason why it's not 9 and excellent is, again, all of the things that we've mentioned. Put it on a movie, make it a theatrical release, it might not have been that great. Or what is the new thing that we learned about this movie or franchise or characters that we have not seen in other movies before? It's kind of like, a lot of the best things done in a very, very, very excellent way. But again, 8 it's still a great movie, and I'm glad that we're all in alignment in terms of the Adam Project's rating and reviews.
mhm.
So with
Oh,
that,
wait.
oh
Did we give the IMDb and the
Yeah,
Rotten
oh,
Tomatoes rating?
I think Jong did.
IMDb does. Did he for this one?
Oh,
I don't know. I think I did not.
oh yeah. No, no,
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
screen.
for this one, I have it on screen. So
Got it.
IMDb does 7 out of 10,
Hmm.
which is
See,
pretty good.
strong.
And Rotten Tomatoes give it 70% as well on the tomato
See?
meter.
Perfect.
Audience
See?
scores marks it at 82%. Well done.
We are
Fantastic
all
movie.
in line, all in
Yeah.
line. So
Within.
yeah, and also the things like I'm now the success of this movie, I'm very excited about Deadpool 3, where it can be
Yeah.
fun, action,
Same director.
comedy kind of thing,
Yeah.
same directions. Like because I was fairly impressed. And at the very least, the next Deadpool movie, if this movie is any indication, it'll be using a very, very good pace, which is, it's very important with very busy people like us or very expensive movies like us. You don't want to waste time and money on a particular movie. So this was
Agreed.
Amen.
over that. We are closing out this episode of Plus 63 HP Reviews. Again, as a reminder, please like and subscribe on our channel, youtube.com/plus 63 HP. If you've been paying attention of our past episodes, we do have, or we're still running our 2,000 plus subscriber giveaway. One lucky commenter gets a chance to win $63 in digital currency or your local currency equivalent. We will transfer it via PayPal or Venmo. And on episode 26 of our reviews show, there is a CHUBAX challenge. I'm going to be quiet. Whoever follows said challenge gets an additional opportunity to win $25 more in digital currency. Again, local equivalent of your local currency as well. Follow us on all of our socials, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Our handle will be +63HP. You can listen to us in audio format via your favorite podcasting app of choice. We prefer Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. And as a reminder, next week we'll be having Death on the Nile and Turning Red, the Disney Plus animated show, as our main topics. Hopefully, you guys can join us, share us your thoughts. Final goodbyes. I'm gonna start with the man on my left, CHUBAX.
Well, I really had fun discussing these two movies, so we'll see you next week. Papa out.
Raymond.
Again, we'd love to hear your comments. So give us your thoughts. It doesn't need to be aligned with ours, but share what you think, and we'd love to get back to you and hear what you have to say. And if you want us to review other shows as well, please list it out in the comments. Thank you.
And thank you very much. I am JONG. We really appreciate every single view, every single subscriber, every single like and comment. And we hope that you continue to help us grow this community of like-minded individuals who want to just share cool content with their friends and families. With that, Brochachos out. Bye-bye.